Welcome back to the Relius Reviews. Today's review is focused on Animal Kingdom, Season 5, Episode 11, entitled Trust the Process. And the official synopsis of Trust the Process is, Jay and Pope take a road trip to clean up the aftermath of some family business that went sideways. Deran and Craig scout a new mark with the help of Frankie. And when it comes with this episode, I think that this was a pretty good episode. The last two episodes are about to be crazy on some crazy levels. And before I give out my episode review, please like and subscribe and comment and tell me what I should review next. And here we go. So the episode begins immediately where it left off, with all of the boys still at the bar, just shocked and just extremely worried after what the dirty cop did when it came to killing the DEA agent. And the boys are now trying to figure out the next steps, as in exactly what to do and how to dispose of the body, the evidence, everything, so that nothing gets traced back to them. Meanwhile, Jay and Pope leave on the other hand to figure things out when it comes to how to get rid of the evidence, and as well as just cleaning up some other things as well. And then sometime later, the boys, they all meet up once again at an unknown location where Craig and Deran, they dumped the body at a trunk, and Jay and Pope was able to get a huge van and everything and put the car inside of the huge van and everything. And basically they have to drive off to the border. And meanwhile, we get a flashback scene of Smurf, who is now on her mission to put Max on a t-shirt. And she decides to scout Max out, spy on him, to basically figure out exactly what does he do throughout the entire day. And she finds out that basically Max is somewhat well connected, as he is known to a lot of folks as he is, you can say, the king of Oceanside. Sometime later, Smurf meets up with Linda, Baz's mother, and we get to see a young version of Baz on a swing set before he falls off. And Linda basically helps out Smurf by telling her some of the things that Max likes to do at her job, which she works at a strip club and everything. So then once Jay and Pope cross the border and everything, with trying to get rid of all the evidence, they meet up with this mysterious guy who may be able to help them get rid of the DEA agent's body and car and everything else. But when Pope actually says that the body is a DEA agent, the guy immediately does not want no parts of getting rid of a DEA agent, because he knows that if you get rid of anybody that's federal, a can of worms will open up if anything gets traced back. Well, after they talk for a hot second, the guy agrees to help them out for $25,000, but they're going to have to do a little bit of extra work to make sure that none of this gets traced back and everything. Craig and Deran, on the other hand, they are a little bit worried about Jay and Pope, hoping that they make it back home safe and sound, and making sure that all of the evidence regarding DEA agent and everything else is just gone for. Frankie, on the other hand, pops up at the family house, where she reveals that she may have information about somebody who can possibly help exchange money rates, who can exchange and transfer money at high rates, and the return being extremely profitable as well. And Frankie, this time around, she wants to get in on the job, because the job that the boys may potentially do is something extremely dangerous. And she has a worry as if if she gets screwed over, then she has to basically go for the run. Now that I think about it, I have a strong feeling that Frankie is in trouble. She done pissed off the wrong people. So Jay and Pope, they meet up with the people that can help them get rid of the body. And they just have to do a lot of different extra things to make sure that it doesn't get traced back. They cut off the DEA agent's hand. They take his phone, clean out the car with bleach, to making sure that that it looks a lot more realistic and it doesn't look anything suspect by that matter. And so after that, they get done with that and they basically destroy the van by blowing it up. Is now disguised as a hooker. She goes to Linda's job to put Max on a t-shirt, basically. She goes into the VIP section where Max is known to be hanging out at. And once Max arrives, it seems as if like it's about to go down. But a few hours goes by and nothing really happens. And basically, long story short, Linda sold out Smurf by telling Max exactly what her plan was. And Smurf just has a fear that Max may do something to the kids, and she immediately just jolts out of the strip club to make it back home. So then the next day, Craig, Deran, and Frankie, they all meet up as well, as Craig and Deran have cash, but the cash has like a hidden decoy GPS inside one of them to make sure that they can have a GPS location on where all of the money could possibly be. And also just to scout out the potential location as well. Frankie, she has the interview where she meets with the wizard and does a money exchange for over like $30,000. And it seems as if like it went well. At first, it seemed like it was going to go sideways with the two bodyguards, but for somehow, some way, it went well. Smurf returns back home to her house and she sees Max is already there with the kids, and Smurf and Max basically talk. And so, long story short, all hell breaks loose. Max starts beating on Smurf, and young Pope, sticks Max in the leg. And after Smurf is able to control things, Smurf officially makes her first t-shirt, Max, as she shoots him a couple of times, and Max, he's dead. He is gone forever. I think this is the transition stage now of Smurf becoming cold-hearted, manipulative, because she just killed her first person. And she's bound to kill more, as we will know later on. So Jay and Pope return back home with all of the evidence being destroyed. And the boys just talk about their potential next job, money, and everything else. And so we see Smurf talking to Pope about how he feels and everything about what happened. And basically Smurf gives young Pope a knife, a pocket knife, for protection, and if some crazy mess happens like that again, Pope knows what to do. So then the next day, the boys have a GPS location. They have a location of where to go to, of where the money could possibly be at and everything. And they are in a very rude awakening as the GPS location takes them to a port dock. And you know, with port docks, security, border control, like it's just a whole lot with port docks. But the boys are determined to make things happen, and they officially begin the steps to what may become their most biggest and dangerous job. And that's how the episode ends. And like I said, I felt like this was a pretty good episode. It definitely set things up for the last two episodes, and also just some of the things that I enjoyed about this episode. First and foremost was Smurf putting Max on a t-shirt. Like, Max, he needed to got for a very long time. He was always rude, disrespectful, and he was always acting like he was the hot shot. And when Smurf just killed him, hey, it is what it is. I ain't gonna miss him. Goodbye, Max. Good riddance. Another thing that I enjoyed about this episode was the boys actually working together and not fighting, bickering, and realizing why they have to work together and realizing why they have to fix everything. And I would say when it comes for the last few episodes of this season, I would say a few predictions that I have will happen is that Manny getting killed off is looking a little bit slim now. I don't think Manny is going to get killed off now because of what he's been doing and how he's been paying back Smurf and everything. When it comes to Ren, I have a feeling that Ren will come back after everything has been taken care of and she and Craig are going to try to work things out. Frankie, on the other hand, I think that Frankie is going to get away. I think the job will go fine, will be successful, but I still think that Frankie is going to try to like take her share of the money and disappear, because I feel as if like she is in some type of trouble this time around and it's not good on her behalf. That dirty cop, I think he's going to get killed off because he has the weapon that he used to kill the DEA agent with. And also at any moment, any point in time, if the Codys does something to piss him off, he can plant that weapon anywhere and basically frame them for killing a federal agent. And who knows what's going to happen, but I can't wait for the last 2 episodes. I would say thank you for watching, and until next time, everybody, goodbye.